working on a unicorn gnome made into a candy container that we get from the Dollar Tree. Before we get started, I just want to show you all something I am so proud of. I worked on one of my craft room doors. I have two, and I put up my Easter decorations, and it kind of put me into the Easter mood. So let me show y'all my little door. So now that you all have seen my door, let's go shopping for the items that we're gonna need to make this unicorn gnome. Now that we've completed our shopping, let's get started. Here is the unicorn gnome that we will be making. If you pull up the skirt, you will see the container. Here are the items that we are going to need. First, we will need a fleece baby blanket. We will also need a microfiber dust mop pad. Or, if you have these in your Dollar Tree, you can use a gnome face. We're just going to be using the beard and also the trim along here and maybe even the nose. Here is some yarn craft Pom Poms. We're just going to be using the Pom Poms. And here are the containers that we will be using. They come 2 in a pack. You see, you can take the lid off. You can store many items such as your crafts, candy. So of course you have to have the candy. Also, a foam rectangle. This is part of one that I had from another craft I was using, so I just cut it in half. Ribbon. Infant socks. It's really important that it's infant because the items that are inside of the socks we will need to use. Flowers, which I got from Dollar Tree. Scissors. Felt fabric, any color, doesn't matter. A knob for a pull drawer. The first thing we're going to do is unroll our felt fabric. Then we're going to take one container with the lid and we're going to roll it to measure how much fabric we need. And it's okay to be too long, but you don't want to be too short. And then we cut the fabric. And you don't have to be neat. Once we cut the fabric, we cut along the top because we only need it to be as long as the container and just a little bit longer than the container, and you'll see why. The next thing you want to do is make sure that your hot glue gun is on. You want to take strips of ribbon and measure them to the length of your felt. And then once you cut them, lay them on top just to make sure that you have enough pieces of ribbon cut. And if you can, you want to use as many patterns of ribbon that you have. I have mostly solids, but I do have some ribbon with patterns. So we're going to glue the back of the ribbon at the top. One long stream across. And be careful because it's hot. And now we're going to glue it on the white felt fabric. And we're just going to do layers. So this is the first layer. Turn the material over and we're going to put a bead of glue across the top. And once we do that, we're going to take the skirt that we made and we're going to wrap it around the lid of the container. To make the gnome's beard, I have this gnome wall hanger or door hanger, and it already has a beard connected to it, which you can just pull it off. It's just glued on. And here is the beard. And what we will do is we will glue the beard onto the lid of the container. But as you can see, you can either leave it wide or we can fix it and trim it on the sides. It's another method to make the gnome's beard. This is a dust mop. We're going to take our container, we're going to put the dust mop up to the container and we're going to see where it leads to the top and we're going to cut it off. And it's okay if it's too long or if it's a little shorter. Now, once we cut this, it's going to shed, and that's okay. And that's the beard. But it doesn't really shape like a beard. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the sides off like a triangle. We're going to turn it over and glue the top of the beard. We're going to find the center of the back and we're going to line it up to the center of the front so we can put the beard on. We have three options. I pulled out 3 different door pulls, or drawer pulls rather. This is a beautiful aqua door pull and I purchased it before Dollar Tree started selling their items at $1.25. And here is another one which is a little larger. It's kind of shaped like a flower and it's lighter in color of an aqua. And here is a bright pink magenta door pull, all of which can be used for the nose. We're going to take the crystal knob and we're going to glue it in the center of the nose on top of the beard. Right in the center. So we've made our triangle and our triangle measures 16 inches across, and up and down it measures 14 inches up and down. So now both sides are identical. You can't tell the inside from the outside. We're going to take a bead of glue, start at the bottom, and we're going to go all the way up the triangle till we reach the tip. And now we're going to fold this over, and be careful because the glue is hot. We're going to fold it over meet this line, we're going to fold it over. And don't worry about being perfect, because you won't be able to see what you've done or haven't done correctly. Once that has dried, we're going to fold the triangle up at the bottom. Remember the comb that we have? We're going to take that extra dust mop and we're going to glue it around the foam. We're just going to put a little bit of glue on it. Take 2 pipe cleaners and twist them together and stick it in the top of your foam. As far down as you can go, which won't be too far. Take the rest of your cotton and wrap it around and place it inside of the hat. You want to bend down the hat, and the pipe cleaner helps it to bend down. And you want to twist it really tight. And as you're twisting it, you want to glue it so that it doesn't come untwisted. Pom Poms, they come different sizes, large, small. So you have 2 large, you have 2 small. Which one do you think we should use? I say let's use the large. In the center of the pom pom, we're going to take a little bit of glue. And we're going to take the end of the hat and just push it down with your scissors so you don't burn yourself. And wait for it to dry. And then once you do that, it's time to place the hat on top of the container. So we're going to glue the top of the hat to the container. More glue, more better. And get as close as you can to the nose and make little kind of like triangles in the middle. We're going to make them smaller. Doesn't have to be perfect. And you'll see why. And next, we're going to glue them onto the pink material in the center. Some glue on each bottom corner of the ears. And then we're going to bring them together like so. Want to put it behind the flap of the hat, kind of to the sides. We want to line them up first to see what it will look like. And we want to leave enough space so that we can put the unicorn horn in the middle. That looks about right. And now we just glue it down. And now it's time to put on the unicorn horn. I have put Mod Podge on it as well as gold paint, and I put gold glitter on it. I cut it at an angle so that when I put it on the head, it's sitting at an angle. So now I put some white felt fabric on the back of the horn, and now it's time to glue it. And you want to put it kind of like inside of the hat and press it on until it gets a little stiff. And then you want to put the flowers on. Now these flowers came from Dollar Tree. And I put 2 yellow on the side. Oh, you know what? Let's put the yellow in the front. And then we'll put the 2 gold flowers on the side. A toy ring. And I'm cutting the back of the ring off. And all you need to cut it off are some scissors. And now that I've cut the back of the toy kid's ring off, I'm going to glue it to the beard of the gnome. Because the gnome has hearts in its hat, so I'm going to give it a heart on its beard. Inside of these socks are these little plastic, I guess you can call them shapes to keep the socks in place and form. What I do is I fill them up with a product called Plaster of Paris. And when you fill it up, you allow it to get hard, and it will take the shape of these containers and will make them look like shoes. And it adds weight to the socks because when a person puts items into the container, it's going to get heavy. And with this plastic, it may collapse. So you can also put white little rocks from the Dollar Tree inside of here, and then take some tape and wrap it around so that the rocks don't come out. But I prefer to use Plaster of Paris, and you can find Plaster of Paris at Home Depot. And you add water to it. And the thing with Plaster of Paris, it gets hard very fast, which is why I like it, because I don't have to wait around long for it to get hard. And then you stir it. And because it hardens fast, you have to work with it fast. And the reason that it hardens so fast is because it has glue in it. So I'm just going to add just a little bit of water. You want to mix it really good. And now I'm going to pour it into the mold. plaster of Paris has dried. We have taken it out of the mold, and it's time to put it inside of the socks. So we're going to remove the mold from the socks, and we're going to put the plaster of Paris mold inside of the socks. And now we fold the socks down. On the back of these socks, I put some black Pom Poms on them. You can if you like. And now what we need to do is put some hot glue on it. So we're going to kind of spread the shoes out. And now we're going to place the container on the sock. Now that we are done gluing on the feet, it's time for the candy. Yes, my favorite part.